Hey guys, Tim and Kyle here with Dad Smoking Cigars.
We really hope you enjoy this newest episode of Fresh Review Friday.
So sit back, grab a cigar, and enjoy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of Fresh Review Friday. This week, we are going to continue down the road of experiencing new boutique cigars. I was connected with a brand called Casa De Suenos back a little while ago from Rob Jones over at Cigar Talk, a good buddy of ours, and he recommended Casa De Suenos. And so this week, we are going to be introducing all of you to the Casa De Suenos El Sonador. Let's check it out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Fresh Review Friday, live to you both simultaneously from Dad Smoking Cigars HQ, presented by Casa Cueva Cigars and my patio, the birthplace of Dad Smoking Cigars. So, yes, there they are. Subtle plug. So, we are tonight, as Tim said, going to be checking out a, new to us, boutique cigar brand called Casa De Suenos, and this one in particular is called the El Sonador. Don't ask me what it means because I honestly don't know.
I would guess, but I would be wrong, so I'm not going to try either. We did Spanish in Cuba and all that last week. So
yes, and we did okay. We did okay just for that opening. Well, maybe I'll do a little quick Google Translate just I'm not going to embarrass myself more than usual.
So yeah, Casa de Suenos is the cigars that we're going to be checking out, and the band.
This is cool.
Ooh, go ahead.
It means the dreamer.
Ooh, the dreamer. Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Now, I already cut mine because, well, I evidently was impatient and jumped the gun on that one. But it's really nice, and you'll see a picture that I'll throw up there. But it's great band with the imprinting and embossing on it, and then it's got a footband that says El Sonador on it. And so what other way to check it out then obviously with a cut and light, and as you know, we cut and light everything here at Dad Smoking Cigars with Lotus Vertigo products. If you're not using them, you're doing it wrong.
Cue more angry emails.
I know, right? I think that's just a phrase that we've adopted as how we describe them now.
You started saying it. I did not. True. I did not touch that at all.
Then I'll take the hate mail. You can send all of that to Kyle
Tim at dadsmokingcigars.com.
Well,
nice.
Right.
Feeling the love.
Dry draw notes first.
Oh, I already did that. So yeah.
Very bready.
A little bit of sweetness. Yes, a little bit of sweetness, bready, and I didn't get much dried fruit on it like we do with a lot of other cigars that we try.
Mm-hmm.
But very bready, a little bit sweet, and tasty. So. Ooh. Still bready right off of the first puff.
But like a toasted bread.
Mm-hmm. Toasted bread with a little bit of spice.
I was just going to say a little bit of a baking spice, cinnamon or a nutmeg or something. There's some baking spice with some toasted bread. And Casa de Sueños so far is Casa de Yummy.
You got to get that retro hail, dude, because, oh, man, that opens it up nice and wide with lots of spice. That almost tastes like a spiced rum cake or something like that, or like a spiced fruit cake from like Christmas time. I kind of got like some weird Christmas dessert flavors, like kind of a spiced pumpkin or spiced raisin bread.
Yeah, there's definitely vegetative is the absolute wrong word to use, but some sort of gourdy.
Gordy?
Yeah, a gourd.
That's
like a pumpkin family.
Okay.
Pumpkin or
you're saying squash.
Squash. There we go.
Just say, dude, get your produce right.
Tim's not in right now at the moment. Leave a message, and when his brain returns to his body, he'll receive that message. Beep.
The lights on, but nobody's home.
Nope. Perfect. Well, we've cut, we've lit, we've given our first thoughts on the Casa de Suenos El Sonador. So we will be back with you at the end of the first third with our thoughts. Be right back.
Hey guys, we are back again with the Casa de Suenos El Sonador, and we just finished up the first third, and so far it is very good. I think at this point, some of the breadiness has subsided just a little bit. That baking spice is still very prominent. I'm starting to get a little bit more of the nutty kind of woody flavors.
I was just going to say woodiness, yep.
The ash for both of us is holding on pretty good. Mine's leaning one way.
And mine's just a little bit split, but I mean, it's holding on. Of course, now that we both say that, it'll probably drop off, but that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I may just do that just so that way I can avoid any embarrassment. So I think I'll just tap that off now. Held on pretty good. But yeah, definitely good construction. I mean, it's a Robusto, so I have a feeling we're going to get through this fairly quick because I mean, gosh, that first third, it took up quite a bit, and it'll be down to the band before I know it. But yeah, very, very woody, good spice, especially on the retro. Not peppery at all baking spice, kind of like a cinnamony nutmeg and all that good deliciousness. And yeah, great construction, great burn. Haven't had to touch it up once. And you know, if you've watched any of the past videos, you guys know I am seriously OCD about that. And if the burn is consistently off, I will be just torching it constantly just because it drives me insane.
Yeah,
so.
and I would agree with you on all the flavor notes. I'm not getting as much of the nuttiness, but I'm definitely getting quite a bit of the woods and still some of that spice that's in there. And my burn, I just tapped off the ash. My burn is near razor straight, and I haven't done any correcting since light up, nothing at all. But it is doing very, very well.
There was some peaks and valleys for a while, but it's straightening out very nicely. Haven't had to touch it up or anything like that.
Yep. I want to go back for 1 second real quick to last week's video with the La Aurora 107. And we did announce a couple days ago the winner of the guess for how long it took us to smoke that. It was 2 hours and 27 minutes, and Matt
Hashimoto
guessed 2 hours and 30 minutes. So congratulations to Matt Hashimoto on that one. And he is going to have a Dad Smoking Cigars hat in the mail to him very shortly. So Matt, when you watch this one, shoot us a DM with your address so that we can get that in the mail to you. Congratulations. We had quite a few guesses. We had guesses come in on our comments through our YouTube post. We had comments and guesses come in through Twitter. So thank you to everybody that did chime in and comment with your guess on that time. It was a lot of fun, and it was fun seeing all the different guesses and the different time frames that came in. So thank you for participating in that. But this Casa de Suenos is doing really well. I mean, I appreciate, and it was Chris with Casa de Suenos that sent them to us. So Chris, thank you so much for doing that. And we're really enjoying it. And I'm going to throw another picture up here in just a minute that I was able to get of the ash sitting on my cigar rest. And so I'm going to post that so you guys can see, or show that up here so you guys can see it. But it held on and did really, really well, and the burn and everything was great. So kudos to you, Casa de Suenos, for putting together a really, really good premium cigar with good construction, good burn, good draw. And it's yeah, I mean, we say it sounds like it's a broken record because of the times that we get to enjoy a really good premium boutique cigar, but it's doing well.
Very well. And so that first third definitely went fairly quick. I mean, because we're only, you know, as we're recording right now, this won't be the time you get on the actual video itself when it comes out on Friday. But so far we've been at it for just over a half hour. I think we've only been smoking about 28 minutes of that time.
Yep.
And yeah, it's already going pretty quick. So this is going to be a relatively short review, I think.
Yeah, it's going to go quick for us. But it's a good cigar, and I would compare, when you look at the quality of the cigars, when you spend your money on a cigar, it's your hard-earned money, and you want to get your money's worth and your dollar's worth, your value out of that experience. I would compare this with cigars, and I actually haven't looked up what the MSRP on this cigar is, but I could easily see this being a $9, $10, $11 cigar. when you're comparing it to, non-California prices. I'll put it that way. So in California, I could easily see this being a $12, $13, cigar with no questions at all as far as price point on it.
Absolutely. Do we know what the actual price point is?
No, we'll have to look it up and throw that in the next segment so that everybody's aware of what the MSRP and what the price point is, because I haven't looked it up yet.
We do our research after the fact.
Yes, we go back and we go, oh, I should have said that. Okay, I'll look it up and we'll do it next time.
Pretty much. So anyways, well, those are our thoughts so far in the first third. We should probably very shortly be getting to the second third once we get down to the band. And we will give you our thoughts then.
Be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are at the end of the second third with the Casa De Suenos El Sonador, and it is good. The flavors haven't transitioned a whole lot for me.
No, but not for me either.
It's gotten a little more earthy for me, but the woodiness is definitely there, and I'm really enjoying that. I haven't gotten a whole lot of the nuttiness. It's there, but to me, it's very much background and subtle. But I've enjoyed it, and the burn is still doing really well.
Yeah, it's a very well constructed cigar, very good burn. The flavors aren't terribly complex. It starts off with a bit, a little sweet. Then the only transition that really occurred was from kind of the bready and sweet notes, a little bit to the baking spice, earthy tones, and kind of the oaky finish on the back end, which really sits on the back of the palate after you've puffed out your smoke. So, but still a lot of spice, especially on the tip of the tongue. It's the kind of the woody notes that sit on the back of the palate.
Yep, and there is some more pepper notes that I am picking up on it. And we went and looked to find more information for everybody about the makeup of the cigar and construction and the blend and all those different things. And all the price point. And the price point. And all we really found was that it's a 5x50, 50, right?
52.
52. I was going to say that, and then I second guessed myself. 5x52, so it's Robusto, and really nothing else. No price points, nothing of that nature is out there. And I know it's a relatively new cigar because some of the information that we saw about it was that it at the end of last year is when it was going through with its creation and the blending and finalizing it all. But everything we've read online really just sort of falls in line with our thoughts on it so far. The burn, the construction, the ash hold. One thing we haven't talked about a lot, but you guys have seen it for those watching and for those that are listening on our podcast. The smoke output is fantastic. There's never been a problem with any, smoke production in the cigar at all. But we really weren't able to find a whole lot more than that, other than it's a Dominican cigar, about the blend and anything else about it. So we will link you to some information down below to what we found on it and go from there. But that's sort of where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, we do enjoy a pretty complex cigar, but at the same time, sometimes simplicity is nice. And if you want a cigar that's kind of like an everyday smoke, simple and to the point, this is definitely a good cigar to smoke. I mean, at this point, even in the cigar, I can say that with pretty fair amount of confidence.
Yep. And if you want somebody else's opinion on this as well, you can go to Cigar Talk Podcast's website, and Jamie Stevens did a review on it and gave her thoughts on it as well. And they've talked about it on their show. So it's starting to make the rounds, and it's starting to go around, and we're greatly appreciative of Casa De Suenos, Chris, for sending
thank you, Chris.
the cigars. Thank you so much to check out and to give our opinion on. But that's really it for the second third. We're going to enjoy the final third of this and come back to you with our final thoughts as well as our rating, as we always do. So we'll be back in just a second. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the part of our show we like to call YouTube Subscriber Roll Call, where we give a shout out to everybody that's subscribed to our channel recently, and to those that have subscribed but have not made it publicly visible. We appreciate you following and subscribing to our YouTube channel as well. So let's go through some of these names. We've got Mr. Goof Poop, we've got Chris Doyle, we have E. Rios 1976,
we have John Baker, Eric Pannell, Fraff 46, and Francisco. Ooh, that's fun to say. Francisco Servi. So thank you guys so much for subscribing to our YouTube. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you joining us on our cigar journey, trying new and interesting boutique cigars. That is mainly what we focus on here at Dad Smoking Cigars, or boutique smokes. We enjoy them very much, and you never know what you're going to find, what kind of hidden gems are out there. So boutique smokes are where it's at.
There you go. And without any further ado, back to the show.
All right, guys, we are wrapping it up with the Casa De Suenos El Sonador, and we are pretty much almost down to the nub right now. And as we said before, initially started with some of that sweetness, breadiness, a little bit of nuttiness that kind of came and went pretty quick, and then it just transitioned into the baking spice and woody notes, very oaky, especially on the back of the palate, a lot of spice on the tip of the tongue, and then it got really peppery towards the back end of the cigar.
Yes.
Especially on the retrohale. Like in between segments, I did a nice little retro, and I had a very humorous reaction, and it was a spicy meatball. So
yeah, it definitely gets you on the retro. But it's been good. I mean, neither one of us have had to relight. Neither one of us have had burn or draw issues.
And I have had to touch mine up just a little bit, but that towards the end, I didn't really see much of an issue with that.
Yeah, that's just your OCD.
It is my OCD. What can I say?
There you go. But it's been good. You know, you've heard us say that a few different times on this review so far. So if you have not heard of Casa de Suenos, you now have, and we encourage you to look them up and check them out again. Like we mentioned, there isn't an official website for them, but we encourage you to seek them out and to find them and see what you think of them yourself. There's a couple reviews that we mentioned in the last segment, with Cigar Talk podcast, as well as ours now, and some other people, just cigar enthusiasts, much like all of us are, that have tried them. And so we encourage you to go and check these out. But if I were to rate this cigar in the fashion like we do, then I would put this cigar at a solid. When Kyle and I were talking before we started the segment, I had said, where would you put this? And he gave his thoughts, and I gave mine. I said, I'd put it in the high 80s, and I'm going to land at an 88 is where I'm going to put this cigar for the burn, the draw, and everything as an introduction from this manufacturer into the cigar industry. A good solid 88.
Which is exactly where I put mine before I even knew what Tim's was. I said It's definitely an 88. Not a terribly complex cigar, but still good flavors. This would definitely be a good everyday smoke. If you if you're busy doing something, maybe you're doing something leisurely, like at the golf course. Not many people doing that right now, but just for an example,
there you go.
Going to the golf course or going for a nice walk, and you want a cigar to enjoy during your walk or your hike, and this is definitely one of those, because very, very woody, very oaky, nice bit of spice to it. Or you're out in the yard, or you're just whatever you're doing, this is a nice everyday smoke. Exactly, just a very chill smoke. Nothing too complex. I definitely, and I think I speak for Tim when I say, if you're trying it for the first time, definitely make sure you can kind of sit and enjoy the experience. But beyond that, if you decide to pick up a box, this is definitely a great smoke to just enjoy whenever.
Yes, absolutely. And the towards the end, when you're getting down to the nub, it is getting a bit hot on the draw. It's not squishy.
Yes.
You're not having a failure in the construction. It's not having any problems that you can experience with cigars from time to time. But it's a good, solid, well-constructed cigar, and I think we enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. Very good smoke. I liked it a lot. I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to try it. So thank you, Chris, at Casa de Suenos, for sending this to us. It was a pleasure, and we enjoyed it very much, and we look forward to trying more from them in the future.
We do. All right, everybody. Those are our thoughts on this cigar, the Casa de Suenos El Sonador, and we're going to wrap it up there. So for Kyle, I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, we'll see you.
Hey guys, thank you again for tuning into Dad Smoking Cigars. We really hope you enjoyed this episode.
Don't forget to check out dadsmokingcigars.com. Follow us on Instagram at dads_smoking_cigars, and follow at Pacific Cigar Show. We'll see ya.